we can and do, and we must think of Newtonian gravity as a force. That doesn't mean it really is, but we don't necessarily need to work at the really is level.
They want somebody with academia, right?
No, he's a flat earther.
That's an argument from authority fallacy.
Hold on. Argument from authority. What do you think that fallacy is? Because that's often mistaken for something it isn't. What do you think that is?
It's when someone's like, "Oh, I'm a scientist. I would know this better than you."
That's wrong. It's to say, Mama told me that alligators are angry because they've got all those teeth and no toothbrush. That's an appeal to authority.
My grandma used to tell me, gravity's a natural law. Been around since the beginning of time, man. See, my grandma used to tell me there's no such thing as thermodynamics.
Now, meanwhile, an astrophysicist who's a subject matter expert on gravity, someone like, I don't know, George Musa, you grill them and what do you know? They actually know what the rhetoric is. And then you can rattle off a few quotes from them if you've decided to go to the subject matter expert on this horseshit and ask them all about it. And they'll tell you, literally, it's not a force.
Now, literally, it's not a force. So the thing about Newton's laws, you can't take it literally, but Newton himself didn't.
Gravity's not a force, but you can think of it as a force. They'll say things like that because they're a subject matter expert, as opposed to just some authority figure you've asked about it. Neil deGrasse Tyson, subject matter expert, would come here, and when he says, I don't know, to an answer about what gravity is, let's move on, is his next remark.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
And we say, no, let's not move on. There's a lot of people who come here and call us thickos that tell us it's a force, Mr. Tyson. Obviously, being the subject matter expert you are, you wouldn't risk your career and lie about what gravity is, would you? And what do you think he's going to do? Start telling us that we can think of it as a force, maybe? And getting George Musa's permission to think of it in a way that he said you can think of it also does not make it a force. Another quote from Musa, literally, it's not a force, end quote.
Literally, it's not a force.
I mean, we can, we do, and we must consider Newtonian gravity as a force.
We can and do, and we must think of Newtonian gravity as a force. That doesn't mean it really is, but we don't necessarily need to work at the really is level.
It doesn't really mean it is one, but we don't necessarily have to work at the really is level. With the really is in air quotes.
I love subject matter experts.
So do I.
Me too.
Me too.